This is Egypt's #1 for hit music, 104.2 NileFM. Now, NileFM's Aware with Adham.
Oh yeah, and in this edition of NileFM's Aware, we're going to be talking about an organization that I've been a member of, I'm embarrassed to say, about 10 years ago. It's AIESEC with Tariq and Hazem right here. Stick around.
Egypt's #1 for hit music, 104.2 NileFM, Cairo. NileFM's Aware.
Tariq and Hazem from AIESEC, thank you guys for taking the time for joining us. Let's dive straight to it. I obviously know what AIESEC is, but maybe something's changed, I don't know. So tell us a little bit, what exactly is AIESEC?
Cool. So AIESEC is a platform where we provide opportunities for young people in order to be able to gain leadership experience through basically learning by doing. So we either provide membership experiences or we provide exchange opportunities, either in community development or going on an internship in a country abroad and gaining that sort of perspective working with corporates abroad.
So if I understand this correctly, AIESEC is pretty much what I remember it to be, where it's really just a platform where people, very young people, can get to basically practice being in a corporate setting, but also have the safety net of being allowed to make a lot of mistakes.
Absolutely, absolutely. We give that opportunity, and the idea is for you to learn through doing, and it enables you. It doesn't change you, it doesn't give you anything, it just gives you the opportunity for you to actually go ahead and do it yourself.
All right, so how long have you guys been members in AIESEC, and what exactly do you guys within the organization?
Okay, like for me, I'm Hazem. I'm currently, I've been in the organization for like more than 3 years. I'm currently doing, I'm on the executive board of AIESEC in Egypt. So what I'm doing is that I'm handling the AIESEC in Egypt generally, that I'm working on the area of marketing and PR, where I learn things by doing. I lead other people, I lead other members, which get me to learn things by doing, which is more of experiential learning experience that I get to go through and I get to learn things.
Yeah, one wonders when this is going to be the mainstream concept in Egyptian, and for that matter, global universities, that you actually get to experience what you learn, not just like, learn about it in an academic setting in a lecture or so. You mentioned exchange. What exactly do you mean by it, and how does it work exactly?
Cool. So first of all, I think it's very important to be able to highlight what we mean by leadership. So it's the ability of young people to actually take initiative and make a change, right? So we have our exchange opportunities that are broken down into products, basically, or programs, as you can see it, or sub-products based on issues that they can engage in. For instance, health, education, medical awareness, things of the sort. And we provide these opportunities on an online platform that we operate with. So people that want to take on the program would come and join AIESEC. They'd apply, they'd get an interview, and if they are selected, if they show the potential that we are looking for, they get to explore these opportunities and decide which opportunity or which sub-issue they would like to work in, and accordingly match themselves to an opportunity that is available abroad.
And this happens, abroad, where they get to find an NGO or a social platform in a foreign country where they can go intern in that platform and basically work in the area that they are very, very passionate about. Am I understanding this correctly?
Absolutely. It's either an NGO, it could be a project that's organized by another AIESEC entity, it could be a company where they get to gain a little bit more of hard skills and things that they get to interact with on a corporate level.
So it could also be a corporate, not just like, a development-based product or project, but also a corporate gig.
Absolutely. So if we're talking, again, redefining leadership, if I want to take an initiative, corporates do provide a lot of experience that we can benefit from as youth, and take that and put it into action, into something that can actually be scalable and create a lot of impact.
I love it. And then when people do this, they come back to Egypt, or do they stay there?
No, they come back. It's a short-term period of time. So if we're talking about community development, you're going to between 6 to 8 weeks. If you're going on a more intricate corporate internship, then you're talking between 6 months and a year and a half, something of the sort.
And then they come back, and this experience that they gained is basically funneled back into AIESEC in Egypt and into the community in general.
Absolutely, and we have a lot of examples to show for that, yeah.
You mentioned something called the Youth to Business Forum. Now, what exactly is that, and how does it work?
Youth to Business Forum is one of the biggest forums that we organize as AIESEC generally across the globe. So it's happening across different countries. So the point of the forum itself that we come up with the corporate sector or the corporate partners that we're having along with the youth, and they come up together in a forum where they can discuss some sort of relevant topics that are happening in the country itself. So for example,
yeah, but how's that different? I mean, you're bringing corporates and students into under the same roof. How is that different from, for example, a traditional notion of a job fair?
Okay, no, it's a bit different because it has a specific stages. So, for example, they start by Inspire, where the corporate sector, they start to say their opinion about this specific topic or this relevant topic, and they get to go through the idea of engage, where the corporates and the student themselves, they get to engage together around the topic itself and around the theme of the day itself. And by the end, they come up out of the event with some ideas that would be impacting the country itself. So
it's not just a process of like, you know, I go to a place where I just throw my CV around, but it's actually a place where I engage with people from the corporate that I'd like to work in.
Yeah, exactly. It's an interaction space between the corporates and the student themselves to come up with the ideas to impact the topic itself or to impact the theme of the event itself.
I know this might sound silly, but I'm fairly certain that this question is on the minds of a lot of people, especially like, you know, in the Egyptian culture. Do we get to send our CVs or no?
Yeah, you get to interact with the corporate themselves, and I guess Bardo, one of the main things that you get to know how the corporates are thinking. So, for example, there is some corporates that come there and they deliver some workshops. So through these workshops, you understand the different projects that the corporate itself are working on and they are interested in.
And also maybe their mentality, and therefore understanding how to better suit yourself for the corporate world as a student.
Yeah, definitely.
There you have it, and that's basically the Youth to Business Forum. When exactly is this happening?
It's happening on the 25th of April. This year we're having a new theme, which is the future of youth leadership in Egypt generally.
And people can just apply, or do you have to be an AIESEC to be involved?
No, any Egyptian youth can apply for the event itself and can attend the event itself. They can follow our Facebook to attend the event itself and to find what are the opportunities to attend the event.
There are a lot of AIESEC alumni that have actually gone out and used the experience that they've gained throughout whatever program that they've had or embarked on, so to speak. For instance, opening NGOs like Nahdat al-Mahrusa that are incubating other ideas and aiming for a lot of social impact, again, to scale. So there are lots of people that are really doing things for the country that can help a lot.
Absolutely. I mean, I have to agree in that regard, considering that I personally was one of them. When I got my internship opportunity through AIESEC, I traveled to Brazil, spent a wonderful year over there, and then when I came back, I decided I don't want to do corporate anymore, I want to do media. So that worked out very, very well for me. Hazem, you were talking about the Youth to Business Forum as one of the biggest events that you guys put together, but that also means that you guys have other events. What other events do you put on throughout the year?
Okay, so definitely we're having Youth to Business Forum that happens across the year in different times. So for example, it's happening this April, but we get to do it repetitively across the year itself. So we're having it happening again in different cities across Egypt. So hopefully, for example, in summer it will start to be in different cities across in Egypt. So we'll be having the same event, but happening across the year itself.
And is that the one event that AIESEC puts on together in the year, or are there other events or other projects that you guys work on?
There is definitely other projects. So if you're going to look at the idea of having the exchange itself, so we receive here exchange participants. So we're having this big project that we're doing, which is for the Love Egypt project, where we will get to receive more than 2,000 interns from all across the world to participate here in different projects that is tackling the social issues here in Egypt in order to have a better Egypt, in order to revive tourism in Egypt generally.
All I heard from you right now, because my eyes are glimmering, is 2,000 projects. That means 2,000 aware interviews. That's all I heard right now. You mentioned a Facebook group. Are there any ways that I can get in touch, or is that the only one?
Yeah, exactly. You can get in touch through our Facebook fan page, which is Facebook/AIESEC Egypt.
So it's www.facebook.com/Egypt.
Yeah, /AIESEC Egypt.
AIESEC Egypt. There you go.
Exactly, or you can go on our website, which is aisec.org.eg. AIESEC is AIESEC, so to make it more clear for people. And also for Egypt Y2B, you can have it as facebook.com/Y2B. Egypt Y2B, so it's Egypt Y2B. It's very easy.
Yeah, there you go. These are basically the ways that you can get in touch. And is there a particular time or a particular format that people have to get in touch with in order to apply as members, for example?
Well, if we're talking about membership or we're talking about exchange, we just actually finished our recruitment for membership, but we have a lot of waves going on in lots of different universities across Egypt for going on exchange, either for the community development program or for the internship program itself. So you'll be able to find us on campuses, on Facebook, definitely all over the place. So yeah, whenever you see and you want to engage, just go ahead.
So basically, you mentioned Wave. So basically, if you're listening, if you want to get involved, if you want to be a member, whether to engage with the Youth to Business Forum or other projects or the exchange programs, just basically keep your eyes open, track their website, track their Facebook groups, see what, check the updates, and once an opportunity presents itself, because you do this multiple times across the years, there you go. I mean, not much left to say here, except that I have to wrap things up. And as I always say, if you're one of these guys, just like Hazem or Tariq, working with an NGO or social development initiative, trying to give back to the community, I'd love to hear from you. Send me an email, aware@nileradioproductions.net. Tell me a little bit about what your organization is doing. I'd love to have you right here on the show, and we could talk a little bit about the work that's being done to give back to the community and to give back to the country as a whole. Thank you very much for everybody for joining us, and we'll be back next Friday for another edition of NileFM's Aware. Until then, have a great weekend and a great